in this math class, it's intended for 4th grade students so that they can learn the objective to solve division word problems with remainders. It's created by Tiffany Appolito, and I use the Engage New York Math Grade 4, Mod 3, Topic E, Lesson 14 as a resource. The definition of division is A divided by B, which also can be represented as A over B, A divided by B, or A divided by B, like this. A represents the dividend in any of these equations, and B represents the divisor in any of the equations, and the solution to the division problem is called the quotient. So now let's look at the vocab that I just talked about. A dividend is defined as the number that will be divided in a division problem. For example, 8 divided by 2 equals 4. The 8 is the dividend because that is the number that is going to be divided into smaller parts. The next vocab word is quotient. A quotient is the result or answer in a division problem, and it is also the number of times one quantity can go into another. So if we look back at the same division problem of 8 divided by 2 equals 4, the 4 is the result of how many times 2 can go into 8. Now a divisor is defined as the number in a division problem that divides the dividend. So back at the original problem again, 8 divided by 2 equals 4. We know that 8 is the dividend because that's the number that's going to be divided. And the divisor is going to be 2 because we want to know how many times 2 can go into 8. Now let's look at the two types of division problems. We're going to look at the partition model, or also known as the sharing model. And we're going to look at the measurement model, or also known as the repeated subtraction model. Now, the partition model basically is asking how many in each group. If we look at the division problem of 12 divided by 3, we can see that the dividend, which is 12, or the total number of apples, is going to be divided by the divisor, which is 3 bags of apples. So now, to figure out our quotient, we need to know how many times the 12 apples can be grouped into 3 bags. We can see with this diagram right here that there are 12 apples represented by these black dots. And if we separate or partition them into 3 equal-sized groups by drawing this line, we will see that there are 4 apples in each bag. So now we know that 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Now, focusing on the measurement model, we are really asking how many groups are there. Let's take the same division problem of 12 divided by 3. We know that we want to repeatedly subtract 3, which is our divisor, from our dividend, which is 12. So 12 minus 3 equals 9. 9 minus 3 equals 6. 6 minus 3 equals 3. And 3 minus 3 equals 0. So we can see that we have made 4 groups of 3 while subtracting. And if we look at this diagram, we can see that our 12 apples have been circled and put to represent 1 bag. And if we circle an even number of 3 apples in each bag, we see that we formed 4 groups of 3 apples in a bag. So now we have 4 groups. That is our quotient. All right, let's go ahead and try a division word problem, but we're going to use the repeated subtraction model. So in our division word problem, there are 19 identical socks, and we want to know how many pairs of socks are there. So in other words, we're really asking ourselves, how many groups of 2 socks can we make? And we also want to know, will there be any socks without a match, and if so, how many? Whenever we find a quotient, or the number of groups that we've made, anything that is left over or without a match is called a remainder. So let's take this repeated subtraction model and let's figure out how many pairs of identical socks can we make out of 19. We have to remember that 1 pair equals 2 socks. So every time we subtract, we're going to be subtracting by 2. So let's start this out. Let's see how many groups we can make. We know that 19 minus 2 is going to give us 17. 17 minus 2 is going to give us 15. 15 minus 2 gives us 13. 13 minus 2 gives us 11. 11 minus 2 gives 9. 9 minus 2 gives us 7 left. 7 minus 2 is 5. 5 minus 2 equals 3. 3 minus 2 equals 1. So let's go ahead and count how many groups of 2 we made by subtracting 2 from our total. We've made 1 group, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 identical groups, and we have 1 left over, so a remainder of 1. Let's take a look at these blue dots and let's visually think of them as 9 identical socks. Let's draw a circle around our diagram to show what we did in our mathematical sentence. So we have a total of 19 blue socks here, and we're going to start making groups of 2. 19 minus 2 minus another 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 2, and we keep going until we can't make any more groups of 2. So we've made a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pairs or 9 groups of socks with a remainder of 1. So our solution to how many pairs of socks are there is 19 divided by 2 equals 9 with a remainder of 1. Alright, now let's show how to solve the same problem but with a number sentence instead. Alright, we can either do 19 divided by 2, 2 into 19, or 19 over 2. Which one would you like to try? I thought so. Let's go ahead and do how many times 2 can go into 19. Well, we know that we made 9 groups of 2 socks, which is the same as 9 times 2, which equals 18. So, how many times can 2 go into 19 evenly without going over? Correct. 9 times. So 9 times 2 equals 18. And when we subtract that, we have 1. Now, can 2 evenly go into 1? No, you're right. You cannot make a group of 2 if there's only 1 left over. So that means we have 9 groups of 2 with a remainder of 1. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my math cast. And like I said, I used Engage New York resources for grade 4 mathematics in Module 3, Topic E, Lesson 14. I also used the Math Vocab app, and this was created by Tiffany Apolito, and enjoy!